I want to be a voice actor.
You need agents and demos in a very expensive home studio.
Too much competition and not enough work.
You need to move to Los Angeles for that.
Probably not for me.
Okay, trauma. Got it. Let's talk. Hey guys, my name is Joe Zieja. I'm the founder of LearnVoiceActing.com, where it's our mission to empower the next generation of voice actors to take control of their career from wherever they are, from wherever they're starting, and stop asking for permission. The situation at the beginning of this video was designed to come off a little bit humorous, but the reality of it is pretty serious. As creatives, we're always coming up against society's belief that we're really not worth anything, right? That we don't have real jobs. And even if we could figure out this whole thing, the chances of us really succeeding are so slim as to be laughable, not even worth trying. But what we do is important. As storytellers and actors, society and the world have always needed people like us. So how do we come up against this idea and successfully navigate all the intricacies of the social relationships, family relationships, even our relationship with success and money itself? What do you do when friends and family don't support you trying to get into voice acting? We're gonna start with the most negative gut check in this video. They might be right. Now, before you send a mob after me, hear me out. There's a difference between malicious doubt, designed to tear you down, and protective doubt, designed to insulate you from the very real risks that come with any creative pursuit. It's quite possible that the people doubting you have legitimate, viable concerns you need to address and take into account. Is your creative pursuit putting you or your family in a position of financial harm? Are you burning yourself out, unable to give yourself to other pursuits in your life, like your relationships? Is entering into a creative field where rejection is a constant, damaging your mental health to the point where people are concerned about you? These concerns are all valid. They all come from a place of love, not from a place of wanting to tear you down or make you feel stupid or that you're not good enough. This is why I always teach my students to start from a place of stability and security, instead of trying to use voice acting to become that place of stability and security. There are so many examples in history of people who really ignored really important parts of their lives in order to dive with reckless abandon into their creative pursuits. And unfortunately, we hear those stories, which are the outliers, not the common thing. We hear these stories most often when they end in success. And it gives us the impression that what we need to do is sacrifice everything for our art. That's a really unhealthy view. The one that says you have to pick up everything and move to LA with no plan and no money. The idea that you have to suffer for art. So if you hear some of these concerns from family and friends, take a step back, put your ego aside for a second and just examine the situation. Are there things you can do to make sure you're not giving up your safety, your security, your mental health, or your relationships with the people in your life that really matter? I once took a songwriting workshop with a really famous musician who I won't name. I ended up having a private conversation with him. And I said, hey man, how did you balance becoming popular, working on your art so hard, and being a father? And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, I didn't. And I wouldn't recommend being a friend or a daughter to the person I used to be. Those are powerful words, and I hope you take them with you. I had another private session with one of my higher level students in Pandora's Box who told me his wife wasn't supportive of his voice acting career. And the first thing I asked him was, are you giving yourself to your career instead of to your wife? He was quiet for a few seconds before saying, yeah, he was. But that aside, let's assume you've done the kind of self-examination that's gonna keep you safe, okay? Let's look at the other side of the coin, the malicious doubt, if we want to call it that. And here, I'll just give you a little bit of life advice. People who want to tear you down just to make themselves feel better probably shouldn't have space in your life. I know that's harder when it's a parent or a sibling or a loved one. It's not just easy to cut people out of your life. I don't like it when people oversimplify that, but you do deserve, and I want you to acknowledge, you do deserve to be surrounded by people who don't tear you down. When you're dealing with misinformed protective doubt on the other side, a lot of it comes from the fact that what we do as voice actors is not widely publicized or even widely understood. People don't realize this is an actual career. When I first started, one of the questions I asked a colleague, the actual first person and only person I knew in the industry was, hey, is this real? Is this a real job? Is this a real job that people do? I really didn't even know, and I was in it. So a little bit of information might go a long way in helping to build support around you, especially if you're keeping yourself safe while you do it. Explain what you're doing and why. Explain that you understand the whole voice acting industry and what's involved. Show them your equipment. Teach them a little bit about the industry. If you're a member of the Voice Acting Academy at learnvoiceacting.com, show them the VoiceOver 101 module or the sections about building a business. I designed those so that they were digestible by pretty much everybody, including your friends and family that know nothing about voice acting. Knowledge is often the antidote to fear. Apply it liberally. Okay, last, I want to encourage you to find people and environments that are supportive of your creative endeavors. It's a lot easier to go find people who already understand the struggles of a creative than to teach everyone in your life what a voice actor is. This is one reason learnvoiceacting.com includes so many different kinds of communities to plug into. I'm not saying you have to plug into mine, I'm just saying you should go find something to plug into. As one of my students said, nobody understands this career like the people who do it. A quick fix for finding that support? Go find other people who do it. Ultimately, though, you have to derive the satisfaction and support and propel you forward from within, much more than from other people. Your social circle is important, but it's not the only thing. One of my instructors in Pandora's Box says to my students, if we're not having fun, we're not doing it right. Obviously, it can't be all fun all the time, but you don't get into voice acting unless you love it at some level. Sure, it'll be hard. There will be dry months, there'll be ebbs and flows, but deep down, you gotta love what you do. And that satisfaction needs to come from an internal source, not external validation. Voice acting can be tough on the brain and on social relationships. If you wanna help your friends and family understand you and maybe understand the career, I've put together a free 20-minute training that busts the biggest myths about voice acting. You can grab it using the link below. I hope this video has given you some tools and mental habits to stay the course and get behind the mic. Thanks for stopping by.